trust me. She wills herself to be happy. Is that not what we do when we say our principles? We make our own happiness or unhappiness. Well, sometimes it's easier said than done. You know, if it's a beautiful day and we've got great plans and everything falls into step, I'm happy. Sure, everything went the way I thought it would and the way I wanted it to. But what happens if it doesn't work out quite that way? Can we still find the blessings in our life? You know, people of a certain age start developing changes in their physical body. And I've got to tell you, we don't like it. A lot of this growing up process isn't what it's cracked up to be or what we thought it was going to be. Do we have a choice? Well, not necessarily about the changes that occur, but how do we deal with those changes? How do we accept those changes? Now, sometimes vision changes. Sometimes that's able to be corrected with surgery. Other times, unfortunately, not at this time, this isn't always possible. But you know, if someone can see well enough to get around, they're still better off than someone who has no sight at all. And I know people with hearing loss get very frustrated and very aggravated because they don't hear things correctly, or their significant others get impatient with them because they have to keep repeating things. And yet, you know, if you turn something loud enough, you may still at least be able to hear beautiful music. You may still be able to hear children laugh. Versus those people who cannot hear anything at all, who maybe from birth never had the opportunity to hear a child laugh or a bird sing. We have our aches and pains, and if we've been sitting for too long, that's one of the reasons we do hymns so frequently. If we sit too long and then get up to walk around, sometimes things don't seem to work quite as fluidly as we would like. But by golly, take a few steps and the kinks are pretty much out, and we can go on our merry way. We can stub our toe sometimes. And oh my goodness, isn't it amazing how just stubbing one little toe can just get your attention immediately. And sometimes life is that way. Sometimes we can stub our toe and it can seem like the end of the world, and it really isn't. It really isn't. Perception is everything. Perception is how we make our own happiness or unhappiness. I understand it's not always easy. As a pastor, I not only do my best to be available to members of our church who are in need, but friends of the church who come, who have not joined yet. I get emails and telephone calls from people around the country that I have never met and probably never will, but asking for prayers, asking for guidance, asking for assistance. There are people with serious problems. And there are people who are so blessed and don't realize it. We do make our own happiness or unhappiness, but as spiritualists, aren't we fortunate in that we know Life is constantly moving and changing. Just as someday when the physical body gives out and we make that transition that some people call death, we know then our spirit, the very essence of who and what we are about, is going to continue. It's only the physical body that stays behind. And isn't that true of so many things in life? We will get past whatever our challenge is at any given time. We know we have lots of God right here with us, because each one of you is here. I have no doubt, no question, that if I had a problem and came to any one of you in this church and said, do you have a couple of minutes? I really need to talk. I know you would be there for me. I know you would be there for me. Many of you have been there for me. And that's what it's all about. We're here for one another. My name's Jeannie. Unfortunately, I don't have a magic wand that I can wave and make everything better. Oh, believe me, I wish I could. But I can listen, and I can offer you my love and my encouragement and my support. And you can do that for one another as well. And when we just feel like we want to hide under the covers, we don't want to reach out to anyone else, well, guess what? You're not under the covers alone. Spirit is there with you. God is with you. Infinite intelligence, it's wonderful, loving, unconditional love is with us always. No matter where we are, no matter where we go, no matter what we're doing, we are still loved. We are still loved. And don't ever let yourself forget that. Recognize we might not like ourselves a lot. We might not like actions that some other people take. But each and every one of us is a child of God, has God within. And if we can just keep that foremost in our minds, we can deal with anything that life brings our way. And we can help one another do the same. So remember that as you go forth this week. Remember that you do not walk your path alone. There are so many others here on the earth plane, as well as in the world of spirit, who are here for you, to support you, to bring you their love and their encouragement. I'm glad you're here this morning. I know there are people who will see this on video who were not able to be here this morning. I wish they could. We'd like to meet you. And we'd like to be able to share this wonderful warmth, this love, this energy, this upliftment, this encouragement. And I'd like you to remember that, friends. You will always find that here. We will find it with one another, and we will find it within the beautiful religion of spiritualism. Thank you.